Rain hammered against the windows of the small sheriff's station in Blackwater County, Montana. Deputy Ethan Cole sat alone at the front desk, staring at the glowing clock on the wall, 2:13 a.m. The station smelled like burnt coffee and wet jackets. Most nights in Blackwater were dead quiet. No murders, no kidnappings, just drunk drivers and missing livestock. That changed 3 nights ago. Ethan rubbed his tired eyes and looked again at the evidence board across the room. 3 victims, 3 deaths, 3 phone calls, and every single call came exactly 30 minutes before the victim died. No number, no voice. Just breathing slow, heavy, wet breathing. Then the line would disconnect. The first victim was a waitress named Linda Harper. She received the call while closing a diner on Route 8. 29 minutes later, a trucker found her body behind the building. No witnesses, no fingerprints, no weapon. The second victim was a retired teacher. Same call, same breathing. Dead 30 minutes later inside his locked home. The third victim was a teenage gas station employee. Again, same call. And now the entire county was terrified. Ethan leaned back in his chair when suddenly, ring. The phone exploded through the silence. He froze. Every muscle in his body locked. The old desk phone kept ringing once, twice, 3 times. Ethan slowly picked it up. Blackwater Sheriff's Department. Silent, then breathing. That same horrible breathing. Like someone struggling to inhale through water. Ethan's blood turned cold. Who is this? The breathing continued. Then a faint whisper came through the speaker. 30 minutes click. The call ended. Ethan stared at the phone. His heart slammed against his ribs. No, 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 no. Not again. He immediately checked caller ID. Unknown number. Sheriff Marcus Doyle stormed out of his office. Was that him? Ethan nodded slowly. Marcus grabbed his coat. Dispatch, trace it. They're trying now. Marcus cursed under his breath. Who's the target? Ethan asked. Marcus didn't answer immediately. That was the terrifying part. They never knew who the target was until the body appeared. Marcus grabbed the radio. Every unit patrol the county. Anyone alone gets escorted home immediately. Outside, thunder shook the building. Ethan felt sick. 30 minutes. Someone in Blackwater had 30 minutes left to live. And they had no idea who it was. 2:19 a.m. Only 24 minutes left. Ethan drove through the rain-soaked streets with his headlights cutting through thick fog. The town looked dead. Dark houses, empty roads, flickering streetlights. His radio crackled constantly with nervous deputies reporting empty streets. Then dispatch suddenly shouted through the radio. Deputy Cole, we traced the call. Ethan grabbed the radio. Where? Silent. Then your house. Ethan nearly swerved off the road. What? The signal came from your landline. His stomach dropped. That's impossible. You need to return home immediately. Ethan slammed the brakes and turned the cruiser around. Rain blurred the windshield as he sped through town. His house sat 10 minutes outside Blackwater near the forest line. Completely isolated. And his younger sister, Claire, was home alone. 2:27 a.m. 16 minutes left. Ethan burst through the front door with his gun drawn. Claire. No answer. The house was dark. Only the ticking of the kitchen clock echoed through the hallway. Claire. Then a faint sound upstairs. Footsteps. Ethan rushed toward the staircase. Each wooden step creaked beneath his boots. The hallway upstairs was pitch black. At the end of the corridor, Claire's bedroom door slowly moved. Crack. Ethan aimed his flashlight. Claire. The door stopped moving. Silence. He approached carefully. Every instinct screamed at him to run. He pushed the door open. The room was empty. Window open. Curtains blowing violently in the storm. Claire. Then his flashlight landed on the wall. Words. Written in black marker. He is early tonight. Ethan stumbled backward. His breathing became shaky. Then a floorboard creaked behind him. He spun around, nothing. But the hallway light suddenly shut off. Darkness swallowed everything. Ethan raised his flashlight again. The beam trembled violently in his hand. Then the flashlight landed on a figure standing at the end of the hallway, tall. Unnaturally tall. Head tilted sideways. Completely motionless. Ethan shouted, "Don't move." The figure didn't react. Rain thundered outside. Ethan stepped closer. The figure slowly lifted one arm, pointing toward Claire's room. Ethan glanced back for half a second and the figure vanished, gone. Completely gone. The hallway was empty. Ethan's chest tightened with panic. Then he heard something downstairs. The front door opening. He sprinted down the stairs. Claire. The living room was empty, but the front door swung slowly in the wind. And outside, a car engine started. Ethan ran into the rain just in time to see taillights disappearing down the road. Someone had taken Claire. 2:34 a.m. 9 minutes left. Ethan radioed every deputy in the county. No response. Static filled the speaker. Then through the static, breathing. That same breathing. Ethan stopped cold. A whisper followed. "You can still save her." Click. The radio died. Ethan jumped into his cruiser and sped down the forest highway. Claire had to still be alive. She had to be. Then his headlights revealed something ahead. A car parked sideways across the road. Engine running. Driver door open. Rain pouring into the vehicle. Ethan stopped and approached carefully with his gun raised. The inside of the car was empty. But in the back seat, Claire's phone. Still recording video. Ethan picked it up. The video was shaky and dark. Claire was crying, running through trees. A man's breathing echoed behind her. Then Claire whispered, "He keeps telling me not to look at his face." The video suddenly stopped. Ethan looked around. Only endless forest. Then he heard it, a scream. Deep in the woods, Claire. Ethan ran toward the sound. Branches clawed at his face as he pushed through the trees. Another scream echoed. Closer now. Then he saw a cabin, hidden between the trees. Lights glowing inside. Ethan approached slowly. The front door stood open, and from inside, breathing heavy, wet, waiting. 2:39 a.m. 4 minutes left. Ethan entered the cabin. The smell hit him instantly, rot, blood, mold. The cabin walls were covered with photographs. Dozens of them. Every victim, Linda, the teacher, the gas station employee, and Claire. Photos taken through windows. From inside cars. From the woods. Someone had been watching them for months. Then Ethan noticed one final photo, himself. Sleeping in his own bedroom. Taken recently. Very recently. A floorboard creaked upstairs. Ethan aimed his gun upward. Claire. No response. He climbed the stairs slowly. Each step groaned beneath him. At the top was a single hallway, one door. Slightly open. Light flickering inside. Ethan approached. His hands shook violently now. The breathing grew louder, closer, closer. He pushed the door open. Claire sat tied to a chair, alive, crying. And standing behind her, a man wearing a rotting animal mask. Motionless, holding a hunting knife. Ethan fired instantly, bang. The masked man dropped. Claire screamed. Ethan rushed forward and ripped the mask off. Then froze. His blood turned to ice. The face underneath wasn't a stranger. It was Sheriff Marcus Doyle. Claire sobbed uncontrollably. Ethan stared in disbelief. Marcus. Marcus smiled weakly through blood-covered teeth. Then he laughed, a horrible broken laugh. "You still don't understand," Ethan shouted. "Why?" Marcus coughed blood onto the floor. "Because I saw him first." The cabin lights suddenly shut off. Darkness consumed the room. Claire screamed, and then footsteps. Slow footsteps. Not Marcus, someone else, walking upstairs. Heavy breathing filled the darkness. Ethan pointed his gun toward the hallway. The footsteps stopped outside the door. Then came a voice, deep, distorted. 30 seconds. Ethan's heart nearly stopped. Marcus began laughing again from the floor. "You thought I was the killer." The bedroom door slowly creaked open by itself. Darkness stood beyond it. Then Ethan saw it. A silhouette, far taller than any human should be. Its head nearly touched the ceiling. Long fingers wrapped around the doorframe. Breathing. Wet breathing. Claire screamed so hard her voice cracked. Ethan fired 3 shots. Bang, bang, bang. The figure didn't move. The bullets did nothing. Then the flashlight beam revealed its face, and Ethan felt every drop of blood leave his body. No eyes, no nose, no skin. Just a stretched, smiling mouth splitting its entire face open unnaturally wide. The creature tilted its head, then whispered, "Time's up." The lights exploded. Glass shattered. Claire disappeared screaming into the darkness. Ethan fired wildly. The room echoed with gunshots. Then silence. Complete silence. The lights flickered back on. Claire was gone. The creature was gone. And Marcus Doyle was dead. Only one thing remained on the wall behind the chair. Freshly written in black ink. "You answered the call." 3 months later. Blackwater County Sheriff's Station closed permanently after 6 more disappearances. No bodies were ever found. Deputy Ethan Cole vanished shortly after giving his final statement. The official report claimed severe psychological trauma. But locals still talk about one thing. If your phone rings after 2:13 a.m., do not answer it. Because if you hear breathing on the other end, you have 30 minutes left.